Hey everybody, how you doing? This is Dan Tracy Foster. We are, I guess we're Facebook Live from our Broken Road page. We're giving this a try tonight. Wanted to talk to everybody a little bit about who we are and where we were, who we are now, and where we're going as a ministry team and as a couple. We're really excited about some of the things that we're planning on doing. So, I don't know who's going to see this and who's not going to see it, but we are live from our home. We are in our living room. So we're going to be describing these series of Facebook Lives as the living room. So welcome. I'm glad you're here with us tonight. Tracy, you going to say anything tonight?
I'm just waiting for you to get done. Hi everybody, it's great to have you on here tonight. I think this is going to be a really fun thing for us to do. Just hang out in our living room. We love being here at home, and I just thought when we talked about doing this that it would be so fun just to maybe tackle some things that people are going through, and you can leave comments and questions, or hey, can you tackle this, and what do you think about this? And I just think it's going to be a great thing. We've been married for 10 years. Well, it'll be 10 years in May, but we've been married for 10 years. We love doing ministry together. We have a great time together. We love to hang out together. So I think this will be great. We're gonna do like half an hour sets, I guess.
So yeah. So where were we? I mean, where did we begin? So, like Tracy said, we've been married for almost 10 years. May 1st will be our anniversary. And before that, we met through our ministry. My family had a ministry called Country Road Lighthouse Ministries. Well, we've come up with so many different ministry names. But Country Road Lighthouse Ministries was started by my parents, I believe, back in 2007. No, that's not right. A lot longer before that. But Country Road Lighthouse Ministries was started by my parents, William and Sancha Foster, and it had a lot to do with a lot of parachurch type of things going on in the community. And at that time, we lived in Fremont, or they lived in Fremont, Indiana, and so they started to this ministry, and I see my mom's on there now, so
hey,
the pressure is on. I gotta be accurate now, don't I? So I can't mess up too much. But so the ministry started in Fremont, Indiana, and it was based there. And with my family, my brother and my sisters were all part of that ministry. Mom and Dad had a great time working on that ministry, planning and doing all kinds of stuff with it. We started so many different projects to help with the community. I know that it was my mom and dad's heart's desire to just minister to people and be there for people. That was their passion. So throughout all of that, circumstances happened in my life, and as a young minister, I studied ministry, going through a lot of different things in my life. Subsequently, I faced the whole idea of going through divorce, and which is not anything that I'd ever planned on doing or wanted to do. Tried to work through that and went through that. Ended up moving up to the Fremont area around my parents and really digging in with ministry as I went through a process of healing. And so, a lot of people, it's very foreign for a lot of people to think that people who are involved in ministry could ever face such problems, or that their lives are perfect, or that they would never go through such trials, but they do. And there have been a lot of men and women who have gone through ministry who have faced those problems. So in that time, I moved up to Fremont and dug into the ministry. We worked on the farm up there, my grandparents' farm, Harold and Lois Nelson, who was Hubcap Harold. A lot of people may know him, or who know him. Kind of throw that name out there, and people are like, "Oh yeah, well, we knew Hubcap Harold." And so, working on the farm, doing a lot of things for ministry and through ministry, and it was just really, it was a good time. It was a good time for healing. God really put me in a great place at that moment. And so we started doing some ministry out at a place called Buck Lake Ranch in Angola. And Buck Lake Ranch offered a lot of opportunities for music and ministry, and we did services on Sunday mornings. We did services on Sunday nights. Captain Carl Unger ushered in Country Road Lighthouse Ministries and brought them up to the campground. So we had a chance to really minister to campers, people who didn't have a place to go on Sunday mornings, or just really didn't want to leave the campground, wanted to stay there on the weekends. And so through that whole time, several years, brought us up to a point where we were developing a ministry for concerts. And we had, through some different sources, I guess you could say, was introduced to Carmen Ministries.
Woohoo!
And so, it was really neat because Carmen at that time was a big name, and we were like, well, how on earth did we ever get Carmen to agree to come up to this little campground and entertain or minister to Angola, Indiana? And so we signed him up, and we got everything all set up. During that time, we were looking for volunteers and people to be a part of that ministry, of that concert. And I believe that was, it was probably June. The concert was set to happen about June 13th, I believe, of 2009. And looking for volunteers, looking in the area, appealing to different churches, along came this gal named Tracy.
We started doing, preparing, I think, for the concert, in April. I knew about it from Mike Kane. Mike Kane introduced, or said, hey, Carmen's coming out to Buck Lake. Would you be interested in helping out with that? And I'm like, yes, give me, So I went to Dan's family's house and sat down with his mom and dad and Mike and Dana, and we started talking about Carmen and how this was all going to go down and everything. And I said, I don't care what I do. I'll be the water girl. I don't care. I just want to be a part of this. And they all laughed at me, but it was a great experience. It really was. Unfortunately, Carmen didn't come.
Yeah. Subsequently, there was an issue that, boy, Carmen had some family things going on, and we had done this massive campaign. Yeah, there's Drew, and we were going out and we were looking for all these things so that we could draw as many people into this ministry as possible, because we really believed in what Carmen stood for, and what he had the ability to share the gospel through his music was so powerful, had such a powerful impact on both of our lives growing up. So, we, media and everything, and 3 days, I'm not kidding you, 3 days before the concert was to happen, I got a call from his publicist, and she said, Carmen's not going to be able to make it, and he had a niece that was going through some health issues and stuff, and he had to be there with her. So we're at this place where we're like, what are we going to do? We've done all this stuff, and of course we understood, it happened. It was a legitimate thing, and it was just wow. So we have to turn back all these people, and there was no fee or tickets or anything to the concert. It was a free concert. So people were just coming from a long ways away to see Carmen. So we had to turn people down. We had to turn people away, or just tell them we had actually had someone else for that night. So it wasn't a complete loss. We didn't completely shut down everything for the night. So we had a concert subsequently, and people who didn't want to stay for that concert, were disappointed, and they left. And hey, Janet. And so people, they understood, I think, for the most part. But it was a hard lesson to learn, and it's something you went through. But through that whole situation, through that whole time of growing and learning about ourselves and stuff, Tracy and I developed a great relationship and a friendship of working together. she was very dedicated to the cause of Country Road Lighthouse Ministries, and so it was a really neat thing that happened, and of course through all that, here we are now, and like she said, 10 years later, here we are.
We are. We got married and we did ministry out at Buck Lake. In the summer times, Carl would have us come out there and we would sing, and we would have a devotional, or we would have a message, and we had a great time out there. Carl and Joan Unger were awesome people, and we're going to miss him a lot. He just passed away here a few months ago, and he did some great things for the community, so we're going to miss him a lot. But now we minister together at Gateway Community Church. We love it there. We're worship leaders there, and we've been there we're going to be there 4 years in July. July 4th was our first Sunday that we started there, and Tony Baker is the pastor there, and we just have really came to a point. I think we've come to a point where we want to really dig in and help people and help people get through blended families and divorce and stuff that we've been through. Our kids are all grown up now. They live their own lives, and they come back every once in a while and eat and leave again, and for birthdays and all that kind of stuff, and Christmas. But we love our kids, and we just want to do some stuff that is real helpful. Not we just want to talk about things that people go through in their normal everyday lives. I mean, we're normal people. We love to watch TV. We love having people over in our house. We just, we go to church every single Sunday, and
but first and foremost, we're not perfect people.
We're not.
That's what makes us most qualified for ministry, because that's our heart, is to reach out to people who are broken, people who have gone through issues and problems in their lives. Doesn't matter how big or how small those things may be. We want to love people, and we want to share our experience. I think that is why God gives us a testimony, a brokenness inside of our lives, so that we can be of assistance and help to other people in their lives and through their brokenness, and we can teach them how to reach other people as well.
There's a lot of people out there that don't have any hope, or they've lost loved ones, and they're just going through struggles and going through things that they have no hope for, or they don't think that there's a way, and they're in financial crisis, and there's people that have lost children. We've seen our sister.
Our family has been affected.
Our family's been affected.
Yeah, in many different ways.
In a lot of different ways, and it's been hard, but we just love people. We want to see everybody get saved and go to heaven. That's just a given. I mean, that would be awesome. But to help people through struggles and trials and things that they're going through, that's what it's all about,
Amen to that. Yeah, and that's why God has put us here for a unique time, a time here, and a place. And I don't know where this is going to go. The name of our ministry is Broken Lives, Mended Hearts, and what we're currently doing is we're doing a lot of different things. Tracy is doing ministry to women through her coffee and canvas workshops that she's doing throughout the area. I just started up a coaching business, which I also had a counseling ministry background before, and so along with that, I've branched out into coaching, which is called Life Branch Coaching, which is something that we're going to be doing. But again, our heart is to minister to people and to bring them back to a place of wholeness and understanding that God does love them and that God can use them and wants to use them in mighty, mighty ways.
Hi, Jen.
Here's Jen. Jen and Jared are one of our wonderful couples that we love dearly.
Yes.
Great friends that we
Yes.
love having with us all the time.
We've had great times with them here in our home, and we just love them a lot.
But when we moved into this home, we've been in this home for about 5 years now. And when we moved in this home, we dedicated it to God, and we want to make sure that when our kids, all of our kids have been through this process with us, and we've had a lot of ups and downs, and ins and outs. You name it, we've seen a lot of things in our lives with our kids and our families.
Probably haven't seen everything, but we've been through.
But yes, we've dedicated our home to the work of God, and our kids know, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that this place is always a place of respite and a place that they can call their home.
Yes.
And that is first and foremost. No matter, you tell your kids, no matter what you do, no matter where you go, no matter what you've done, we will always be here for you, and we'll always love you. So, that's kind of a, encapsulating what we are doing and what we're about. Again, we're very new to this Facebook Live, so I think as we get going and as we go a little bit further along, we are going to try to do this. Probably not every night, but maybe a Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We're going to try giving it a shout out and seeing just what kind of things that we can tackle.
Yeah, we don't want to be on here very long. We don't want to take up, be on here for an hour or 2 hours or anything like that. We just want to do maybe a half an hour on, like you said, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and just hang out with everybody. And, if you guys, if there's a subject or something that you want to talk about, or, hey, what do you think about this, or whatever, and not that we're going to have any great big answers or anything, but, it would be great just to sit on here and talk to you guys and say, well, this is, something that we believe in, and so drop us a line, leave a comment and say, hey, can you guys talk about this, or can you talk about that, or, otherwise we're going to have to go find stuff to talk about, so.
Yeah,
which is fine too, but I mean,
and we love
nice.
spending time together anyway. So we
Yeah.
don't have to do this to spend time together, but we want to share with you.
Yeah.
And I love the saying. It's a saying that says, God doesn't call the equipped, but He equips the called. And we believe that we're called, and we believe that God is going to walk every step of the way with us.
Yeah.
Again, we're not anything special. We don't deserve or have to do a Facebook Live or anything like that, or seeking people to watch us or listen to us. But it's our hearts, and maybe even something that will be archived for us to go back through later, so that we can say, hey, this is what we learned from these videos or what we're doing. I've always believed in the power of journaling and looking at things that you've written down in the past, and I've got several journals in my office that I've looked at, and it's like, wow, I said that, or I thought about that. So those things are very powerful too.
So before we go, there was something that that's really been on my heart, and I've heard a lot in the last few months, is the saying, for such a time as this. And back in Christmas, I don't know, I was listening to something on YouTube or whatever, and it was talking about people being given to this period in time for such a time as this. And I do believe that. I do believe that every single one of us that are out there, God created us for a specific time period, because He equipped us, and He put us on the earth for a time such as this, just like Esther and David and Abraham and even Jesus. But I just feel really strong about that. I don't know when Jesus is coming back. I hope it's soon, and I just be ready. But I just know that there's a lot of work to do, and there's a lot of people that need Jesus out there. And, I just feel that there are a lot of people that were created for such time as this, and that we need to dig in, and we need to take a stand and believe in what we believe, and do what God has called us to do. So, take a stand. Do what you feel is right. Don't be ashamed of how you believe, and don't be ashamed of what you believe, and just dig in and fight. So,
we had a little thing come up there on our page.
so we're gonna,
And also understanding that we can all be afraid. I think there's a lot of people out there who would love to do ministry or be involved in ministry, and you don't have to be you don't have to do anything special to be involved in ministry. We struggle with that. We struggle with that even as a couple, to think, you gotta be in this place, you gotta do this position or whatever, and we don't even understand that ministry even starts where we work, where we go out from day to day, and who we talk to, and how we talk to people, and how we greet people, and how we, just introduce ourselves to people, that they can see the love of Christ in us, and that is ministry right there. That is ministry in the fullest, and don't ever be afraid to do that. And so, it's a great thing. It's a great thing, and if you're watching, I know we don't have a lot of people on here right now, but if you're watching this video even later, be encouraged, just today, that God does want to use you. God does have a special plan for your life, and He's going to show you those things. Just give yourself to prayer and talk to Him and communicate with Him. Tracy and I, both of us, we spend time with God every morning. She does first thing in the morning. If I'm sleeping in on the weekend or something, I can hear her downstairs, listening to her Bible study or reading her Bible or whatever. And during the week when I get up and I get in my vehicle to go to work or something, just turn something positive on or listen to something well, and it encourages you. Spend time with God. Take time every day, and don't give up on that.
yeah, in the mornings, it is really great to get up, and I always listen to at least one or two of these things that Dan showed me. He's like, you need to listen to this. And so they're called Lion of Judah's, and they're only like 10, 13 minutes. There are lots of them on there for specific things that you're going through. If you need some encouragement, they are motivational things, but I'll tell you what, it helps me get started in my day on a positive note. When you get up in the morning, this is the day that the Lord has created for you, and so you need to be rejoicing, because you could be 6 feet under, and you've got a new adventure ahead of you today. And sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, and sometimes it's really ugly. But I know that God is with us through every single step of the way. So, if you want to check that out, you just go to YouTube and look up Lion of Judah and listen. And they're really good. So
God is an encourager, and we've told our kids, and we've told other people this too. If you're down and all you can do is crawl, you crawl. If you can stand up and you can walk, then you walk. But if you can run, then you run with everything you got to God, and you just do whatever you can just to make one step or just move forward towards God. If you don't feel like opening your Bible, if you don't feel like listening, if you don't feel like singing, do it anyways. God's going to open up your life, and He's going to put that power of the Holy Spirit inside of you, and He's going to encourage you right where you are. And it's just a little bit at a time. You find yourself, doing things or acting out, or in a place where you don't want to be. You just do, and you just move closer and closer to God, and He'll get you there. Just step out on faith, and He'll do the rest. He'll encourage you.
all right, it's time to go.
All right.
It's been like over 30 minutes, so we only said 30 minutes. 30 minutes. So Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7 o'clock, we will see you guys on Wednesday, and hopefully you guys leave some comments and say, hey, can you talk about this, or, you know, we're interested in this, or whatever. So, see you guys. Have a great night.
Thank you for being part of our home
Yes.
and in the living room. God bless.
See ya.